Hi, it's Kim from Raw Marketing, and today I'm going to talk about the 5 keys to turn prospects into clients. So let's go to my presentation and we'll take a look. A major challenge many small business owners, coaches, and therapists face is how to turn prospects into clients. Many people aren't adept or just don't feel confident about selling. This can present a major hurdle. It's particularly true of people with service-based businesses. I've been through this too, like therapists, coaches, and consultants. And that's because the prospect that you're usually selling is you. However, you can turn this challenge around. Turning prospects into profits is a matter of mastering 5 keys to success. For many of us who are not expert salespeople, there are mental hurdles that stand in the way of moving prospects to paying clients. These mental blocks include thoughts like, selling is sleazy, I don't want to be in sales, I'm not good at selling, and the big one, what if they say no? Overcoming these mental blocks is essential. It's a real challenge for some people, as the mindset gremlins or monkeys are well established. But if you confront them, you can come up with strategies for combating them. For example, if you're stuck in the idea that selling is sleazy, think about the last product you bought that you love to death and absolutely suits your needs. Was the person who sold it to you sleazy? Did they take advantage of you and rip you off? Chances are they were a conscientious salesperson who helped you match a product to your needs. You can be this person to others too. What about fear of rejection? For many inexperienced salespeople, the dreaded word no feels personal and it stings. However, you can combat this negative feeling by realizing that the prospect isn't rejecting you, but the offer. And it's simply because your offer isn't the right match for them. You can also turn this no around and make it into a learning experience. The prospect has given you something valuable by refusing your offer. They've shown you there's a flaw in your targeting. And if you analyze the reasons why, you can learn something and perform better next time. You may have a great service and one that will help many people, but still you put the offer in front of people and they say no. Why is that? Perhaps your offer simply isn't for them. Your service may be wonderful, but you're targeting the wrong market. How do you find the right market for your excellent service? You do it through market research. Conduct research on your potential clients and find out what they like, want, or need. Most of all, focus on a pain point or a problem you can solve. People spend money on services that relieve pain or help them overcome problems. For example, in my case, I might be selling a service that handles social media for small businesses. Small businesses are busy, and many of them don't understand how to use social media effectively. A business might feel that it needs to use Facebook, since everyone's doing it. But where to start? As a service provider with deep experience and a track record of proven results with social media, you just need to put your offer in front of a business like this. But what if you offer this high-quality service to a young, tech-savvy company that already knows how to do its social media? Even if you're the world's greatest social media whiz, your offer just isn't going to be suitable to a business like this. It's not a reflection of the value of your offer, but simply not a good match. Third key is that you need to be confident in yourself and your service. Some basic confidence in yourself and your offer will go a long way to selling effectively. The key is to understand the unique value you're offering. It's helpful to understand the strengths of your offering and yourself. You also want to know who you really enjoy working with. Because really, do you want to spend your time working with people you don't like? You may have a unique skill that other similar providers don't have. What is it that you offer that will be valuable and unique to your clients? It might be you. You should also know your potential weaknesses. Consider areas where you could improve. Compare your offering to similar offerings and look for ways that can further set yours apart. As I said, often the secret is just you and how you come across. You can clarify the value of your product by writing out a unique value proposition, known in the trade as a UVP. One simple statement that describes what you do and how you help people. Think about it in the simplest terms possible. Going back to my social media example, I do your social media so you don't have to and can focus on your clients and do the work you want to do. There are many good strategies for instilling confidence in yourself by recognizing the value of what you offer. And you can recognize yourself as an expert, which of course you are, because you know more about your topic than other people. You certainly know more than your audience does. You've usually spent a great deal of time training and getting the skills to help your potential client solve their problems. You may not see yourself as an expert, but you really are. Consider every win you've had. You've got some people to sign up to your list. You've got some people to work with you. You have some prospects who have expressed an interest. You've received one tiny sale, but it's nothing to write home about. Each of these is a little victory, and you should recognize it as the progress that it is and celebrate that success. Recognizing these victories builds momentum and confidence. And remember, everyone has to start somewhere. This is what athletes and many sports teams do now. Before they get started, they visualize what it's going to be like to win that competition or that gold medal. When you visualize your success, it gives you feelings of positivity and confidence. You know you can help that potential client. Lift those up around you. Celebrate their success. Recognize their achievements. When you see the good in others, it's much easier to see the good in yourself. One of the things I found has made a big difference is to only associate with positive people. Surround yourself with people who make you feel good, and cut negative and toxic people out of your life, both personally and professionally. Jim Rohn, a well-known motivational speaker, said, "Surround yourself with the best people. Don't join an easy crowd. You won't grow. Go where the expectations and the demands to perform are high." Successful people surround themselves with winners, optimists, and people with positive attitudes. View each step as a learning activity. Everything you do is a learning activity. When you make a mistake or fail, you'll naturally feel the sting. But learn to recognize these as the most valuable learning lessons. Learn and chart your growth, and this will help you instill confidence. Key 4 is holding strategy sessions. Holding these is a method of getting sales of medium or high ticket items. A strategy session sounds too formal. It might be better named as an introductory or getting to know you session. It's a genuine conversation with the prospect to determine whether you and your offer is a genuine match for them and their needs. First, you listen. Then you answer questions about your offer if it seems like a fit. By the end of the session, you have a good idea whether you're a good match or not. If not, you have some feedback to help make improvements in your offer or your targeting. If it turns out to be a natural match, you have a sale. Of course, you still have to close the sale and ask the prospect to buy, but when it's a good match, it's much more organic and it doesn't feel like selling. Set up these sessions with interested prospects on a regular basis. The key is to have your sessions well planned and present all the information your prospect needs. Try to anticipate questions they may ask and answer them in the session. Also, keep them short. You're not solving their problem in this call session. You're simply working out if you're a good fit. Key 5 is using sales skills that don't look like selling. We've already talked about this a little. There are 3 important sales skills to practice when you're doing these sessions. First, you should ask questions and listen to the answers. Your session should include relevant questions for the prospect. When they're talking, give them your full attention and listen closely. Try to get an idea of their desired outcome, what they want to achieve, so that you can determine whether you can help them or not. The second selling skill is to summarize as you go along. This shows the person that you're listening and also gives you a chance to clarify, to make sure that you understand. It can also help your prospect clarify their own thinking. Say things like, "So what you're saying is," and end that with a "right?" and then ask them if this is correct or not. The third thing you need to do is to make an invitation to the next step. Lead the conversation from a discussion about your offer and the person's needs to some concrete action you can take as the next step. You can roll this into an offer, saying something like, "From what you're telling me, I think my new program, or if you're a therapist, whatever techniques you use, might be most suitable. Do you mind if I tell you about it? Or do you mind if I tell you the steps that it would involve?" If you've established a good rapport by this time, this should flow naturally and result in a sale for you. However, if you're uncomfortable or didn't feel that you got on with this person, then you have to be brave enough to say no and walk away from the conversation, because you could end up stuck with someone you really don't like working with and you're not really sure if you can help. You have to walk away from any sales situation without the sale if you don't think you're going to be a fit. I hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next video.